Huge. He's a self-described democratic socialist from Vermont who got his political start as the mayor of Burlington. A long shot then, a bigger long shot now. He's an unlikely presidential candidate taking on the biggest frontrunner the Democratic Party has ever seen.
One poll shows him down 60 points.
I don't know that Bernie Sanders can beat Hillary Clinton.
You know, you almost had to feel sorry for Bernie.
He may not have any chance.
That's all going to disappear by the time we get to Iowa.
This Bernie mania thing could burn out.
She is ahead, George, in it by a long shot.
They don't see Bernie Sanders as a real threat.
Bernie, stop spitting.
He's not going to be the nominee.
Major structural problems with Bernie Sanders.
Clinton crushes him in national polls by more than 40 points.
Hillary probably will inevitably be the nominee.
Even Democrats admit he may not be their best shot at the White House.
He is not going to be the nominee.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders may be gaining a little bit of momentum as he seeks to challenge Hillary Clinton. His views may be gaining traction.
Look at Bernie Sanders' rise, tripling his support.
The hottest thing in American politics right now is a socialist.
That is a rocket ship.
I don't think we've seen more enthusiasm for any candidate.
Sanders 35.
Senator Bernie Sanders drew a monster crowd.
3,000 in Minneapolis, 5,000 in Burlington.
We know what Bernie Sanders wants, and a lot of the Democratic Party, let's be honest, they want it too.
This morning, Clinton is feeling the burn.
Throwing a scare into Hillary Clinton's camp.
Bernie momentum drawing larger crowds than every candidate running.
Possibly as many as 10,000 people. It is real.
We're worried about him, sure. It was another full house for Senator Bernie Sanders.
He could win Iowa. He could win New Hampshire.
He's chipping away at
A statistical tie.
Got 28,000 people in Portland.
Sanders is a summer sensation.
Roughly 70,000 people lined up.
Here in Iowa, Bernie Sanders was greeted like a rock star.
The crowd is really swelled.
These people are very excited. It's kind of like Woodstock.
Clinton dropping below 50%.
Clinton's lead now down to single digits.
Hillary Clinton has lost a third of her supporters.
Sanders has nearly doubled his support.
He has an electable agenda. Bernie Sanders beating Clinton in New Hampshire.
Sanders gaining 15 points.
Once thought to be the longest of long shots with a commanding lead.
Bernie Sanders could get elected president.
Hillary Clinton is feeling the burn. Checkmate by Democratic Socialist Senator Bernie Sanders on fundraising.
It was a record-breaking weekend for Bernie Sanders.
Who's going to win the Iowa caucus?
Bernie.
Who do you think the Democratic nominee will be?
Sanders.
What Bernie Sanders is running against is literally the power structure.
Bernie Sanders getting his first endorsement from a member of Congress, Raul Grijalva.
He just raised $26 million.
He has gotten 1 million individual donations, and he reached that much earlier than Barack Obama did. Congressman Keith Ellison says he will support Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
No one could predict the huge crowds and the surge of popularity for Bernie Sanders, a man who's been around the block fighting for poor and working class Americans.
Who won the debate?
Bernie Sanders!
Foreign policy, 59%.
Bernie Sanders won this debate.
Economic issues, Sanders at a whopping 72%. Bernie Sanders won the debate tonight, 75%. Huge margin.
He's got the support, the kind of enthusiasm that often counts on caucus night. Sanders is poised to reach another major benchmark. It has now collected more than 2 million contributions, and Sanders has picked up his biggest labor endorsement to date from the 700,000-member Communications Workers of America. The million-member progressive group Democracy for America announced that it, too, was throwing its support behind the Democratic challenger.
62% of Democrats now say they could see themselves supporting him.
A mock election that hasn't been wrong in 40 years declares yes, Bernie Sanders will be our next president.
He got more contributions, individual donors, than anybody in American history.
Bernie Sanders is nipping at Hillary Clinton's heels.
Sanders has the heart of the grassroots.
Sanders does better against the Republicans than Clinton.
Clinton leads Donald Trump by 8 points, but Sanders leads him by 13. In New Hampshire, Clinton is ahead of Trump by 1 point, but Sanders tops him by 19.
Breaking news right now. We've got a race, folks. Ted Cruz leads Clinton in both states, while Sanders still beats the Texas senator. Bernie Sanders with his biggest lead yet. Hillary Clinton dancing on Ellen, seemingly without a care in the world.
Bernie Sanders is igniting a flame of voter support.
There's no doubt that Bernie Sanders has built something real.
He's passed her just down Iowa.
Daniel, I
I can't get over your map. Bernie Sanders was purple and the whole country was purple.
Make no mistake, he has the momentum right now.
Compared to where he was just a few months ago, I mean, clearly people are feeling the burn.
Sanders traveled to Birmingham, Alabama, where he addressed an overflow crowd of about 7,000.
That's where he's weak?
This is incredible.
Well, I would hate to see where Bernie Sanders is strong if I win the Clinton campaign.
The momentum continues for Senator Bernie Sanders. Check out this poll, the CNN MUR poll. Bernie Sanders up 27 points.
With 13 days to go, it's Hillary Clinton's nightmare scenario.
There is no way to describe these new New Hampshire numbers other than stunning.
People that think that Bernie Sanders is like the easier target right now,
Oh, no.
do not sense what 2016 is all about.
This is called inevitability coming to bite you in the butt.
When we come together as a nation, when we say enough is enough, when we stand together, there is nothing we cannot accomplish.
Hello everybody, welcome to Bernie 2016 TV. I'm Ryan, I'm your host tonight from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That was Magnum DB with the 9th edition of Feel the Burn. I love those videos. I thought that would be a good day or a good way to start our broadcast off today. Co-hosting with me tonight is Cindy from Ohio. How are you doing tonight, Cindy?
Hey, peace, love, and Bernie Sanders to everyone. Doing well.
Good, good, good. And comment modding for us is Lou in Nebraska, but he is currently helping someone set up their phone banking profile, so we'll cut him some slack on his empty chair right now. Tonight we are bringing you the Arizonans for Bernie fundraiser. We're going to have a few speakers, a little music, a lot of local politicians from the Arizona region, some that we have had on We the People, Martin Quesada, Juan Mendez, Mark Cardenas, just to name a few, and music by Sean Mullaney, who I have not listened to at all. So I don't know what to expect, but I'm sure it'll be wonderful. So yeah, let's get right into it then. One of the hot things online today was Bernie Sanders at the Bloomberg luncheon. He was asked about the reports that, the quote-unquote reports, that Bernie was bringing in out-of-state students to caucus in Iowa. An accusation that sounds ridiculous to me, that he, being the noble, honest politician that he is, would ask these people to perjure themselves just to take a caucus state. So we have a video of his reaction to that accusation.
And I'm going to run it.
We're going to run it.
And John is going to run it.
So there's 56 people joining us right now.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. And here we go. This is from Bloomberg Politics, and we're really going to hope that they don't shut us down, but I see this is being run by a bunch of people today. This is Bernie really being pissed. Hang on, guys.
Clinton people say that that they are in places like Ames and Iowa City, that they're very worried that a number of out-of-state young people may try to show up to the caucus, and they're going to make a major effort to make sure that's not the case.
Really, is that what they're saying?
Are you worried
based
about
on?
I don't
you know.
know.
I am. This is. You talk about negative stuff. Really, based on what did they say that?
I don't know. Senator.
Based on David Brock's long history of honesty and integrity. The man who tried to destroy Anita Hill. Is this where this is coming from? Every one of you knows, and you know it, that every day you're being flooded by all this negative stuff from the Secretary Clinton's super PAC. So that's the first I've ever heard of it. I don't want my integrity and honesty to be impugned. I have no idea who says this. This is a lie, an absolute lie. Okay? We will win or we'll lose. We do it honestly. And I really dislike people suggesting, what, we're going to bring in students from out of state who are going to perjure themselves by saying they live in Iowa. Is that what they're saying? That's, you talk about negative stuff. This is what, and again, I don't think this is the secretary. I think she has, why you bring people like David Brock into your campaign to run your super PAC, I don't know. But if this is the kind of stuff that they have planned, that's negative stuff.
So yeah, that was
The Clinton.
Oh, we're all right. That was Bernie responding to David Brock, who heads one of Hillary's super PACs, who is known for his outlandish, racist, sexist, and just overall untrue statements. And that sounds like just another one from him.
I don't see why they would even try to do such an outlandish thing and try to make it stick on Bernie.
No, you're targeting the wrong politician. Just maybe with the average establishment politician, you can get away with those kind of accusations, but to go after the honesty and integrity of the man whose whole campaign is based around honesty and integrity, it just seems like the wrong approach. So we'll see if that backfires on him like every other David Brock attack that they've put on him so far.
I think obviously none of them in the Clinton camp have ever read Outsider in the House or Outsider in the White House, the new edition of the book. They would know a negative campaign just doesn't work against Bernie. He's like, Teflon or Superman. It bounces back off and tends to make the person running the negative campaign look worse.
Yeah, and it's so easy for him to just cite his 30, 40 years of consistency and say, you don't know what you're talking about, and I have decades of proof to back me up.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got all the proof. He does not have to prove himself. I mean, his record speaks for himself.
Yeah.
I mean, they look silly, and it's very childish, and it just seems very desperate to even try some of these moves. That's why I'm rather shocked. I guess I shouldn't be shocked. I just didn't think Clinton's campaign would go that far.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure, but I believe there were accusations like that back in 2008, too, against Obama, that he was bringing in out-of-state people. So it didn't work then. It's not going to work now. I think they need to call it quits with these dirty games and just run an issues-oriented campaign like Bernie's wanted all along.
I think that's what's the problem. There are no issues for Clinton. She was just supposed to be the nominee.
Yeah.
Didn't we get that? It
That
was
is
just
a
supposed to
very
be
good
handed
point.
to her on a silver platter.
Yeah. She wasn't supposed to have to discuss policy with anyone.
Oh, gosh. Make her work for it? Why? She's supposed to be coronated, not work for it. Yeah.
But, this is what a front runner, meaning Bernie, is going to be going up against now. When you are the leader of the pack, you get the dirt thrown at you. So we'll just take this as a sign of good things. And like I said, every other David Brock attack so far has resulted in millions of dollars of donations and all these things for Bernie. So
yeah, it's a nice way to help Bernie raise money, I think, in a way.
It really
Thank
is.
you, Mr. Brock.
Exactly.
You're helping Bernie's campaign.
He's doing more harm for Clinton than good at this point, I think.
Yeah. Not that you can do a lot of good for Clinton at this point, in my opinion, but yes.
So I wanted to have Lou go to the comments to see what people are saying about this.
Yeah, Lou seems to be Lou's out working with the phone banking. I know he's got a bunch of people in his house, right? Doing that right now?
I think that's what he was saying. So we'll cut him some slack, I guess.
I think that's what's going on. But you have a special guest, Eddie, has dropped in. We're gonna say, hey, Eddie. Eddie's our 15-year-old. How you doing there, Eddie?
Eddie ho. Hi, how's it going? Sorry, I was not prepared for this.
Throwing in on the spot.
Welcome to the club.
So, how are you guys?
I'm doing well. Are you in the chat at all?
No, I'm actually opening up the document right now. If I can get it. Yeah, I'll try to help out a little bit.
We
Yeah.
got 63 folks in there, Ryan. 63 folks in chat, and I can tell you that it's moving. Celeste is in there. They love your headband. I saw that message. They think your headband's sweet.
Cool.
And Eddie, the only reason I wanted to bring up Eddie, I know we don't have Lou to tell you about comments. The reason I threw you in there, Eddie, was to just talk briefly about what you can do to help people change their minds about voting for Bernie. Oh, we just lost your signal too. Shit.
Sorry, guys. I'm busy doing stuff. I'm sorry. I can try to talk. You think I'd be able to talk at the afterburn?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
Yeah, come on
No,
by.
no, my bad. That's totally my bad. I will explain for you. Eddie is a wonder child who is convincing his parents and others within his family circles that they need to vote for Bernie Sanders. And when you can't vote, Ryan, when you're too young to vote, this is what you could do: is use your influence as a teen to teach your parents the reality of Bernie Sanders. And that's all I wanted to say. There you go. Still don't have Lou. Oh wait, we have Lou.
Oh yeah, Lou's back.
Lou is back. Yay, Lou.
There we bam.
Hey folks. Let's be honest, folks. Hey, welcome to once again Bernie's 2016 TV, another live showing. Tonight we're going to be in Arizona, as they probably already told you. Looking to speak with United States Senator, one of the first two in the nation to endorse Bernie Sanders, Martin Graveda. Got Ryan. Sorry about that interruption. Cynthia, sorry about the interruption. John, Eddie, the Wonder Kid. I heard about that, man. Get her done. Guys, I'm popping in now. Got some phone banking going on here and got some rock and roll going out in Arizona. So we'll go ahead and check with the chat. And then on the comments on YouTube, we're looking at, let's see. Hey, Steph, how you doing? Vermont, once again, back in the house. Porter, Sean, I got you. Org. And Sanders for White House. Bernie is live on MSNBC right now. That's great. Fortunately, I don't pay for cable TV, even though he saved us $14 billion, him and Elizabeth Warren. Hey, Warren, get on the love train. By all means, by now. Come on. Hey, I'm going to get this figured out. I will be back. I'm trying to really pay attention. Sorry, guys. You know how it is. Hey, we're all feeling the burn, though. Peace.
I will monitor the chat. Thank you, Lou.
Thank you.
What you're doing is more important anyway. I will start monitoring the chat there, Ryan, so that Lou can deal with what's more important, which is the phone banking. And I do want to. He said a name wrong there. It's Martin Casada.
Casada.
We have, yeah. And Martin was one of the first persons in there in Phoenix, Arizona. So anyway, back to you, Ryan. Get my face up.
All right. Well, thank you, Lou, for that whirlwind of Bernie love.
Bernie love. That should be in the dictionary by now.
Yeah. The next thing I wanted to move into was a little update on the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. It is sold out, is the update. So those tickets went really fast. I know the $30, $40, $50 ones were gone the day of, and now those VIP tickets too are gone too. So every seat will be filled. It should be a good time. And I wanted to show a little statement that Flea, the bass player, put out. John, that's in the slides. I think it's slide 2. Yeah, there it is. Thank you. So this is his kind of little personal endorsement for Bernie, and the thing that stuck out to me was that the Red Hot Chili Peppers offered to pay for the theater that the concert is going to be in, and Bernie said, no, I'm going to pay for it myself. That's more than a $2,700 donation. I don't want it. So he just went on to say that, you know, that sticks out to him, that Bernie's a man of integrity and is playing the game by the rules, which is hard to come by these days. So I just thought that was really cool. A little tie-in to the concert that is now sold out. Cindy, I know you're a singer. Are you a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan?
I do like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I wish I could be in LA, and I wish I had $1 million so I could attend all these concerts going around the country. I just don't think I've ever known any other politician or anyone that ever attracted so much raw talent out there. and had them wanting to sing for them, and help them raise money. It's
Yeah,
wow,
when was the whole rock the vote thing? Was that back in Clinton's first?
That was 92. I think someone told me the other day, and I said, oh yeah, I can barely remember that era myself.
I was a little young for that one. But,
I was in the hospital having children, so my life was a blur. But yes, it was interesting. It was a good way to get kids out and voting. But I do believe the Clinton and the Bush eras just really turned a lot of we'll call the millennials off. So I'm really glad to see that it didn't, scare them all away, and that we see quite a few people out there voting for the first time ever, and some of them in their 20s and 30s, which really shocks me when they tell me they've never voted until now, or have wanted to vote for the president until this election. So we're really hitting a milestone here in a lot of ways, that people are very excited and want to vote, which is fascinating. I didn't realize it worked.
That's what honesty, I think, is why and his honesty and his compassion, I think, are Bernie's two biggest attributes, because it does bring in all these people who have been disenfranchised from voting because everything, everyone's a liar, everyone's corrupt, you.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
I remember talking to friends in the last few elections, going back to, I think, the second Bush election, saying, we're basically voting for the lesser of two evils. And it's been that way for decades now. It's which turd stinks less. And
I have to say, I had friends that had T-shirts that said Cthulhu for president, because why vote for the lesser of two evils when you can have evil personified? And, I was really tempted to buy one of those T-shirts myself, because it was getting that bad. So
you might have to explain that reference to people.
I bet there's some people out in the chat room who know who Cthulhu is, probably better than I do. I don't know. George Bush might be getting up there with Cthulhu by now. Dick Cheney definitely has.
Dick Cheney, yeah, he is the embodiment of. So
I'm sorry, guys. I just got to interrupt. As an old D&D nerd, don't soil the name of the great Lord Thulu with somebody as disgusting as Cheney. He is just not even.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's not nice to the guy.
I mean, even Darth Vader, we don't want to bring him down.
Yeah, there you go. Come on. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, yeah.
So talking about these first-time voters and everything, and people getting back into politics for the first time, or, people who haven't voted and now are voting for the first time. The Iowa caucus, as we all know by now, is Monday, and caucusing. I live in a primary state. Is Ohio a primary state?
Ohio is a primary state. We caucused for delegates to the national convention, though, so I got to experience a little bit of a caucus setup, but nothing like they're doing in Iowa, from what I understand.
Yeah.
I really would love to see this, actually.
I really would too, and let's help some people understand maybe what it is to caucus. And we have the How to Caucus video, which I'm sure some of you have seen, but we want everyone to be informed, so we're going to play it again.
This is great.
Were you expecting me to be ready with that now?
Well, I was trying to, I was trying to, work into it, John. I thought maybe you'd...
He had a very good segue going there.
Yeah, he did. And the problem is I was totally paying attention to Nico, who just said that she's live on the set and she's setting up.
Oh, cool.
And which is totally my fault. I'm not blaming you for that. You did do a beautiful setup. So here is the video. And just to everybody know that Nico is live on set, and hopefully she will be coming into the Hangout with audio and let us know what the hell's going on down there. So here we go. Learn how to caucus.
Caucusing is easy. We made this mock caucus video to show you the basics. See you on February 1st, Iowa.
This is my first time voting. I'm not a registered voter, but I'm just feeling the burn.
Not a problem. Just fill out this form. We'll get you registered as a Democrat.
Hey, I'm a Republican. Wants to break up the big banks. Can I caucus for Bernie?
Not a problem. Just fill out this form. We'll get you registered as a Democrat.
I'm an independent. Bernie just inspires me. Enough is enough. Nice still?
Yeah, 100% not a problem. We'll get you registered as a Democrat. Pete, our caucus expert, will take it from here. Pete! How was your cue?
Oh, sorry, it's these numbers. This is a really tight race. So you want to know about caucusing? All right, I'll tell you how it goes. For starters, Iowa's broken up into 1,681 individual precincts.
So that's where you cast a ballot?
Not quite. Each precinct has a caucus. It's a community meeting. Your precinct caucus location should be in your neighborhood.
So who gets to caucus?
Voters who show up. If you're going to be 18 by election day and you're an Iowan, you can caucus.
And how does the caucus work?
This is the caucus room. Like we were saying before, it could be a library, a community center, your local school. It's anywhere people can move around.
Move around? Aren't I just voting?
Nope, you're caucusing. Each of these colors represents a Democratic candidate. Under caucus scores, X is a committed caucus score. Candidate green, candidate pink, and blue for Bernie.
What are the red U's?
The red U's haven't picked a candidate yet. They're uncommitted. 6:59, let's get off the board. I gotta make the point. If you're not here by 7 o'clock, you won't get in. I love the smell of a caucus. Bev will take it from here. She's good. Two-term Iowa State Senator.
As caucus chair, I call this caucus to order. Okay, let's get to it. Our precinct is allowed to elect 9 delegates to the next level. We have 50 people registered here tonight. That means, according to the formula, you have to have 8 in your group in order to be viable.
Everyone joins a group with their candidate supporters.
And I'll have the Bernie people go over there, pink people come here, greens come over here, and non-committed here, and then we'll count you to see if you're viable.
Viable means your preference group is big enough to be awarded delegates. In most cases, that's 15% of the caucus.
Okay, here are the numbers. Bernie Sanders, 22. The Green candidate, 18. Candidate Pink, 6. Uncommitted is 6. Sorry, Pink, and sorry, non-committed. You are not viable. You will have to go with one of the other preference groups.
Bernie will fight for a living wage.
Yeah! Green has lots of experience. Yeah!
Bernie will combat climate change.
Yeah!
Green is more experienced.
Yeah! Healthcare is a right.
Yeah!
Okay, the realignment is over. I'll recount the groups. Okay, the final count for the caucus is Greens 21, Bernie 29.
And that's it. That's how you caucus.
So Bernie gets all of the delegates?
No, it's not winner take all. Bernie did get most of the delegates, and Green did get a nice chunk, with Pink being shut out. Remember, you are allowed to vote for your second and third choices.
Makes sense. Thanks, Pete.
You get locked out if you're late.
You can find your caucus location at berniesanders.com/Iowa.
Bernie needs as much support as possible to win.
It makes it easier to identify you as part of the group and may help to build enthusiasm for your candidate.
The establishment doesn't think we'll show up on February 1st.
In fact, they're counting on it. Prove them wrong and caucus for Bernie.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh my gosh.
So I love that lady at the end.
Oh my gosh, she's like your grandmother, just screaming.
Did you hear what he said? That's two-time Iowa. She's a senator. She's
Really?
Wow.
Two-time Iowa State senator, and she's running that caucus. And cussing like a sailor.
And cussing like a
And
sailor.
cussing like she's in the Navy, yeah, as we used to say. Yeah, why can't she be my senator, man?
Yeah, right. So
Really?
Was that is that how your caucus was, Cindy, for the delegates? Was it high energy like that?
It really wasn't that high energy, I'm afraid. And as far as I could tell, we had no O'Malley persons, but we ended up in two different corners of the room with Bernie and the Hillary camp on the other side. I'll have to admit, the Bernie side was a hell of a lot more energetic and enthusiastic.
That
The
seems
Clintonites were pretty quiet, the Clintonistas, as we called them. They were fairly dutiful.
that seems pretty characteristic of the campaigns in general.
I would say so. That passion gap, as they're calling it, is very evident because you just don't see Hillary people quite as enthusiastic. I mean, they just, why do you support Hillary? She's a woman. I mean, you just don't get much of a feel for anybody. They don't understand her issues or what she's on the issues, and they just don't seem that thrilled. So, yeah, I'm hoping to see the Iowa caucus with 90% for Bernie.
Yeah, well, we'll see how all that energy translates into caucus night. Anyone in the chat from Iowa, caucus, bring carloads of your friends, whoever can come, pick up your grandma, whatever you got to do, get people to caucus. Now I wanted to kind of segue off of the rundown and cover some of the breaking news that happened this afternoon. And that is that the State Department came out and said that 22 of Hillary's emails that they found on her private server were classified as top secret. I wanted to shoot over to Lou. Can you elaborate on that a little more for us?
Yeah, no problem, Ryan. Hi, guys. Long story short, as a lot of folks have heard, the State Department is supposed to have been releasing the emails of Hillary Clinton's private servers that she had in her own apartment and what the information that was carried on those. Obviously, it has been a slow drip. David Brock and her press secretary say that that is to harm her campaign, and they've gone so far as to attack the inspectors and the folks that are leading this look through and release from the State Department. But today we had a statement come out that say 7 different email chains containing at least 22 emails between Hillary Clinton and other folks, including Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, are not going to be released under the Freedom of Information request that was filed. We cannot at this time state that those emails were top secret at the time, but since then they have been. So the legality of what she was doing with them is still in question, like a lot of things. But it is a question that brings into light one of those quote-unquote general electability ideas. I would like to just presuppose to everybody, I don't see Bernie Sanders having a problem with email questions or communications of top secret information questions or possible FBI questions. I know that the Benghazi hearing was an 11-hour joke and it was for political show, it was theater. But I'm really not 100% that the FBI, the CIA are going to pull her into a closed door meeting just for political theater. This is a concern. This is a question, and this should be something that the establishment of the Democratic Party is seriously looking at 3 days before the Iowa caucuses, that over 24 emails now coming from our own private server have been classified as top secret. Do we have the slide from the conversation of Morton Joe this morning? Because this is not right-wing nut jobs, folks, and nobody here is going with the conspiracy theory tinfoil hat. But what we are questioning is maybe the legality is okay, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And quite honestly, there is a lot of smoke on this particular subject, and has been a concern not only for the Clinton camp, but for the establishment Democrats across this nation. And now, 3 days before the Iowa caucus, they said we can't see everything. Talk about transparency. Talk about our government being open. It's not open right now for service. Can we see that slide, please?
The slide's up right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think they're not helping, though. They're making it too opaque. It looks suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here, I mean, Mark Halperin, Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski, most folks would say that all three of those are good, unite blue individuals in the mainstream media. And you see some great highlighted quotes. So, Mark, I have to tell you that a network executive high up knows that we continue to hear these asks and these questions, that the Hillary Clinton investigation by the FBI is far more progressed than anybody in the mainstream media is reporting. Now, of course, David Brock and her press secretary are launching their own attacks against the facts. And I find it quite personally interesting that they were mad about the freedom of information requests that were made to get these emails. But now they're putting their own freedom of information requests out to see exactly what the process was to reveal these and how they are being classified or unclassified upon release. But at the end of the day, Mark Halperin himself says the body language among some Obama administration officials is this is more serious and something's going to happen. Again, we don't know what it is. None of us do. But again, the timing of it, if it could be, if not cataclysmic, it's pretty bad for Secretary Clinton. And this is just 3 days before the first caucus in the nation. I would seriously like to question those who ask about Bernie Sanders' electability and ask about these problems, and it's a lot of red baiting, and a lot of Mayor Kant rhetoric coming from the Democratic establishment and the mainstream media. What happens if there is an FBI investigation right in the middle of the general election? How electable is one Hillary Clinton at that time? Back to you, Ryan and Cindy.
Yeah, that is my biggest fear right now, too. What you just touched on at the end is that this isn't resolved before the nomination process, and if Clinton were to get the nomination, and then all of a sudden the hammer drops and she's indicted, or any charges are pressed, and that's just gonna ruin it for the Democrats. But tell that to the establishment.
Yeah, she's ruining the Democratic Party's chance at this point. It's better that she just bow out now and leave a nice, clean field for Bernie, of course, and Martin O'Malley could pick up a few points here and there. And, it would make the Democrats look better, I think, and have a stronger, slate in November. But if they keep trying to push her on as the candidate that's going to take, have to run for the presidency, and then she gets in trouble with the FBI and gets indicted later, holy cow. I mean, what happens then? It's just...
What do we do?
It's just...
What do we do? I mean, to be honest, the last time that something like this came up in the Democratic Party, it was because somebody had a partial lobotomy, had shock treatments.
Yeah.
Was the last time that a Democratic vice presidential candidate was removed after nominations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but in today's day and age, in the age of the internet independent, in the age where video and tape doesn't lie and it's spread worldwide in 30 seconds, what do you do as a Democrat? I'm asking the Democratic establishment, what do you do if somehow your machine gets the queen through? And then all of a sudden, the whole house of cards goes from the ground up.
Yeah.
You will be doing exactly what you accuse us, the Bernie Sanders supporters, of doing. You will be handing the nomination over to Dump, and that's how I refer to him.
It really does sound like the establishment really doesn't care if it's Donald Dump or Hillary Clinton. They'll take either one. So if she does have to, bow out because of these charges eventually, they'll be happy either way. And to me, it's just, more power to run Bernie. You need Bernie now. We don't need any more establishment candidates. They're all alike, I hate to say.
We do need Bernie, and Lou's right. There are no scandals. There's no smoke around Bernie. There's no imminent threat to his campaign or his success moving forward. And I don't see Queen Hillary dropping out of the race, but at this point, as far as the Democratic Party goes, that seems to be like the best option, is to have that clean break, to unite around the candidate with no scandal, with no controversy.
You know, the best way we can help Hillary out is go out and vote for Bernie, Iowa. Come on, New Hampshire, get out there and vote for Bernie. Just make it apparent that she doesn't have a chance. She can bow out gracefully.
Yeah, let's do Hillary a favor and get her out of the spotlight so she can just shrivel back into her cave.
Help Hillary go home and take care of her grandkid.
Yeah, yes, Lou.
Excuse me, Ryan, Cindy, John, do we have that quote from David Brock? Once again, because it is Flashback Friday, the one I brought up, because this is nothing new with Hillary Clinton. It's been observed for a number of years.
Which quote you looking for, Ryan?
Hold on one second. If I got to pull it up, hold it. Sorry, guys. Once again, this is live stream, Bernie 2016 TV.
Here, I can read the quote for you, Lou. I got it right here.
Thank you.
This is a David Brock quote about Hillary Clinton, saying her efforts to end the democratic process exposed her disdain for real compromise with opponents she saw as morally corrupt, and she adopted a Hillary knows best philosophy in implementing her ideals that ultimately trumped her well-honed pragmatic instincts.
That right there, folks. And they ruin her initial pragmatic instincts. What that means is when Hillary Clinton's back is to the wall, even David Brock, her greatest supporter, the man who is paid to protect her, knows that she abandons everything, all principles, for a Hillary knows best philosophy. How far down the rabbit hole did she go to just have a little comfort to hold these emails in her home on a Hillary knows best philosophy? And how many people are going to have to fall underneath the sword for that Hillary knows best philosophy? Because while she preaches the word of pragmatism to the world, and that we are a group of Americans, not Americans, when it is all said and done and she feels that her back is against the wall, she comes out swinging harder than Muhammad Ali, and the rules and the regulations and the civility be damned. That's Hillary Clinton in a nutshell from her own paid protector.
Wow, when your friends call you like that, I mean, do you really have friends?
Yeah, no kidding. And if that's the tone going into this election, you know, if it's Hillary knows best, where was that on her policy stances on Keystone Pipeline, the TPP, the Iraq War? You know, if we're supposed to put our confidence and put our country in the hands of Hillary Clinton, and she's going to throw her Hillary knows best work at us. We've all seen where that's got us up to this point. I don't want to see where it's going to take us in the future.
No mi abuela.
In the future is very simple. The Chamber of Commerce president came out today and he said quite simply and quite plainly that while she'll sit back and calmly cross her fingers and say, well, the current wording of the TPP, I'm not inclined with that. He has no problems in exclaiming that, yes, as soon as she gets in, the TPP is through. Now, to a lot of folks, they might not understand, but to me personally, the TPP is a thing where the KXL pipeline and the Bakken oil pipeline can come through my state and my neighboring state of Iowa because of TPP. TransCanada is actually already using NAFTA that was signed underneath of Bill Clinton. And they're suing the United States government for $15 billion right now. $15 billion. Because we said, no, we're not going to allow your pipeline that puts through God knows what through our country. Because as my friend Jane Kleb says, pipelines leak. It's not an if, it's a when. And this tar sands that was coming from the fields is something that none of us know how to clean up. If TPP goes through, it's not just about oil fields. It's about labeling of food. It's about our internet rights. It's about our water rights, Flint, Michigan, and making sure that it's clean and correct when you're putting it in. It's not affecting your children's health. It is an all-encompassing corporate ownership of our country. And let's be honest, somebody's getting money from a lot of corporations, and another candidate, the only candidate that isn't, is the one we are standing up and backing as our neighbors, and that would be Senator Sanders from Vermont.
And Hillary hates it when Bernie points out that she is taking speaking fees from Wall Street and other big corporations. That's not negativity, Hillary. That's the truth. And if you don't want people to call you out on it, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Cindy,
Hillary knows best.
You realize that she would be saying the exact same, she would be using the same ammo against Bernie if he were also taking $125K a speaking fee, right? Or, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I just saw an article today, I think from The Hill, that said that the Clinton campaign was alarmed with the dirty campaign that Bernie was running, and it's like he's not attacking you, he's not mudslinging, he is giving you the facts. You were in Philadelphia the other night doing $1,000 a plate fundraiser with Bon Jovi.
Was it
where
1,000 or
where
10,000?
was Bernie?
It was
Yeah,
big.
where was Bernie? He was campaigning in Iowa amongst the people, and that's not dirty. That's not games. That's not attacks. To tell the people that Hillary, she took a little break from talking to the people that are voting for her in 3 days. She took a break from them to go pick up a big fat paycheck.
She got tired of talking to us serfs out here. She needed to go talk to some of her, friends in high society back east.
Well,
That's what I took it to be, that she doesn't really like being with everyday people. She most likely enjoys being with these high rollers that pay her six figures for a speech.
Lou, is the chat as upset as us right now?
The chat is actually talking about a lot of different things. They're talking about taking our land pipelines using eminent domain, which is 100% true, folks. Outside corporations from outside of our country are trying to use eminent domain for private gain. That is a sickening thing. We have folks that are talking about how the Democratic presidential candidate held rallies in Davenport, Iowa, while Hillary Clinton is once again at tables where it's not $1,000 a plate. You have to max out $2,700, but you have to be a bundler and get 9 other people to bundle with you, them also maxing out at $2,700 a piece. See, that right there is an indication of why Bernie Sanders' campaign is stronger, because we are giving on an average $31 to $37 a piece, which means that we are able to continue giving. Hillary Clinton and her campaign is focused on those people that are able to max out right now, which means she's just wiping them off the list. Cannot get another dime from them, which means she has to go to the corporations to get her continued financing for her campaign. And these folks are pointing it out by and large. Brenda, Not for Sale Bernie, Bill Lange, Mr. Holdout, all saying the same thing. We are looking at a candidate who is not for sale, or we're looking at a number of candidates who once again are showing that this whole country and our democracy is for sale. Back to you guys.
Lou, before
Yes,
you guys move on, there's just a piece of information. One of the persons in chat, it's tied to this. I want to clarify this really fast. First of all, I see Aniko has just come in. I can see her camera shot here. We've got one view. This is the camera right here, folks. We're getting it set up. This is actually a really high-def camera, and Aniko has purchased the equipment to really give us a great view. So once we get that all set, we'll have that ready for you guys. So that'll be exciting. Somebody in the comments, and I lost it. I had it. And now we've gone black. Don't know why. That's pretty funky. That's probably from the Aniko thing. What the heck is going on there? So Somebody in the comments mentioned that the emails had not been classified as top secret at the time that Hillary was sending them, and that this is big important, and that's why this is a great overreach. So Andrew Saturn in our group is an IT nerd. We've had a lot of big IT nerds, and I'm a nerd, not necessarily in IT, but I do a lot of things that direction. So let's just clarify here. First of all, this was on a private server, outside of the domain of the federal government, outside of the realm of the FBI, outside of the purview of the State Department, outside of the purview of our fucking security.
True.
This was a server that was easily hacked. Okay, we don't know if it's been hacked. It could very well have been hacked. This server was sitting in the basement of a person she'd hired to run it for her, outside of our government, outside of our purview.
Really?
Okay, this is where this was, guys. They don't talk about that.
Yeah.
First,
it was in a bathroom.
What she did in a bathroom in some dude's house. What she did, in essence, was worse, was more of a breach, more treasonous than what Snowden did.
Eric Snowden did, or Chelsea Manning.
Exactly. Than what
And
Snowden
Chelsea
did, or
Manning sitting in jail, and Eric Snowden is sitting in a building, basically in purgatory. Yes, that is 100% completely correct. According to government bylines right now, yes, Hillary Clinton has done things that one person is sitting in jail, one woman is sitting in jail in Leavenworth probably for the rest of her life. Solidarity to Chelsea Manning. This government should actually do something to honor this woman's wishes. And another man is sitting in, quite frankly, a hotel room on the other side of the world for releasing true information. Now, Hillary Clinton as a Secretary of State, I'm sorry, but you are supposed to be one of the smartest people in the world, and you cannot figure out how to legitimately and safely and take care of the emails and the classified and top secret information of this government. That is a question in itself of your long-term judgment, not your intelligence, your judgment. It does not question your experience. It questions your judgment. Just like your judgment has been brought into question when it concerns the multiple wars in the Middle East, the constant regime change that has been brought about in country after country at your bidding. Once again, this is a question of judgment. This is a question of potential problems. This is not a question of legal problems now. And I will just say this for the record. Let's be honest. Her name is Hillary Rodham Clinton. She is a rich white woman in the United States of America, which means that her rights are going to be a little more guaranteed than Chelsea Manning's. Her rights are going to be a little more guaranteed than Snowden's.
Yeah.
I hope that's answering what you're asking, John.
Carried it into rant form beautifully, Lou. We're going to hand it back over to Ryan. But yes, that's exactly what we needed. Thank you.
Yeah, she's living in a world where up until a Bernie presidency, people in her position had been too big to jail, and combine that with the Hillary knows best mentality, and I doubt she even considered consequences for actions for a second while all this was going on. We are just cruising through this show and running out of time, so let's skip down the rundown a little bit to can we show that Robert Reich video, John? This is for all you people out there who have friends that say, you know, Bernie can't get his policies through, he's not electable, any of the major arguments against the man. Watch this video, get some good talking points, and show everyone that Bernie is the most electable candidate and has the best policies and ideas. So if you got that ready, John, let's run through that.
6 responses to Bernie skeptics. Number 1, says the skeptic, he'd never beat Trump or Cruz in a general election. Well, that's wrong. According to the latest polls, Bernie is the strongest Democratic candidate in the general election, defeating both Donald Trump and Ted Cruz in hypothetical matchups. The latest Real Clear Politics averages of all polls shows Bernie beating Trump by a larger margin than Hillary Clinton beats Trump, and Bernie beating Cruz while Hillary loses to Cruz. Number two, he couldn't get any of his ideas implemented because Congress would reject them. Well, if both houses of Congress remain in Republican hands, no Democrat will be able to get much legislation through Congress and will have to rely instead on executive orders and regulations. But there's a higher likelihood of kicking Republicans out if Bernie's political revolution continues to surge around America, bringing with it millions of young people and other voters and keeping them politically engaged. Number three, says the skeptic, America would never elect a socialist. Please. America's most successful and beloved government programs are social insurance, Social Security, and Medicare. I mean, a highway is a shared social expenditure, as is the military, and public parks, and schools. The real problem is we now have excessive socialism for the rich, bailouts of Wall Street, subsidies for big ag and big pharma, monopolization by cable companies and giant health insurers, giant tax-deductible CEO pay packages, all of which Bernie wants to end or prevent. Number four, says the skeptic, his single-payer health care proposal would cost so much it would require raising taxes on the middle class. This is a duplicitous argument. Single-payer systems in other rich nations have proven cheaper than private for-profit health insurers because they don't spend huge sums on advertising and marketing, executive pay, and billing. So even if the Sanders single-payer plan did require some higher taxes, Americans would still come out way ahead because they'd save far more than that on health insurance. Number five, his plan for paying for college with a tax on Wall Street trades would mean colleges would be run by government rules. Baloney. 3/4 of college students today already attend public universities, financed largely by state governments, and they're not run by government rules. The real problem is too many young people still can't afford a college education. The move toward free public higher education that began years ago and extended into the 1960s came to an abrupt stop in the 1980s. We must restart it. Number six, he's too old. Well, that's untrue. He's in great health. Have you seen how agile and forceful he is as he campaigns around the country? These days, 70s are the new 60s. He's younger than 4 of the 9 Supreme Court justices. In any event, the issue is not age, it's having the right values. Franklin D. Roosevelt was paralyzed. John F. Kennedy had Addison's and Crohn's diseases. But they were great presidents because they fought adamantly for social and economic justice.
All right, well, there you go, people. Any argument you got thrown in your face, Robert Reich has given you the answer to that.
Robert is so wise. And he cartoons well. I like his drawings. Yes.
I know. He has the information and the visuals. That's important.
It's a good video. I shared it with a family member online, and they really liked it. And I think they got it. So.
Yeah, I mean it's basic enough, you know, and these arguments against him too are so loose-ended and full of hot air anyway that it's pretty easy to counter them anyway.
Really, when you see Bernie run for the subway train or whatever that is, oh gosh, I wish I could run like he can.
Well, just look at the man's schedule. He the other day in Minnesota, he had 3 rallies, flew back to Washington to meet with Obama, then was back in Iowa later that day at the meeting there. I mean, this guy just goes and goes and goes. I'm 27 and I don't have that endurance, so.
I know I don't have it. He's like the Energizer bunny. He just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
All the flying about he does. I mean, when I fly, it just takes a lot out of me. But I mean, he gets off a plane and then he immediately goes and speaks.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. You know, how can you do that? He's in great shape, and I think his doctor released the paper or so, and it was pretty much one sentence: Bernie's in great shape.
Right.
Have we seen any of Hillary's records yet on her health?
Yes,
She's
we
the one
have.
that brings it up.
I saw that she released
Yeah.
them back in like June or July, but you know, I don't think it
Yes.
should have been an issue in the first place.
Yeah. I don't know if
Yeah.
I would brought him up if I were her, because she fell and hit her head. Did she as secretary? So
Lou,
I
you want to
wonder.
jump in?
Yeah, because this goes back to who's becoming slowly a guy who I knew his name and I knew some of what he had done and some of his work, but I really didn't pay attention to him because I have a whole don't feed the trolls mentality. And it goes back to David Brock. And David Brock, once again, yes, Hillary released her medical records in June, and of course they're going to come out crystal clear, just like Donald Trump's came out like he had the blood of a 40-year-old. Come on, we all know it's a staged game. Bernie Sanders has released his from I believe it was a admiral in the Navy who is his personal physician. And it comes back to the clean bill of health. Yes, he does have gout. Yes, he does take pills for some arthritis. But I think anybody that sees two examples, number one, the well-played run of his going to the Washington, D.C. subway. And secondly, him having the outpatient hernia surgery and making sure that he was once again on the floor in the Senate, standing and speaking less than 24 hours later.
Oh my gosh.
As
Amazing.
Susan Sarandon said, 70s are the new 60s. There is no question about this man's health, and there is definitely no question about his mind. Roosevelt himself was in a wheelchair, even though most people wouldn't admit it at the time. But his mind helped build a great nation. Bernie Sanders' health is unquestionable, and his mind is as sharp as a tack. And quite frankly, his 4 shows a day even puts a 35-year-old like me to shame on trying to get on TV and take care of this. So, I just want to say to David Brock, once again, Flashback Friday. Hey, Dave, King Toad, seriously, man. In October 13th, you did an interview with Policy.Mike, and you were asked specifically a question. And it said a few weeks ago, Correct the Record circulated a memo that was critical of Senator Sanders, and he used that to attack and raise $1.2 million in 48 hours. Now, what did you learn from
Lou?
that? Yes, sir.
I think we need to drop in here. I think we've got a Nico, and I've got to do some live audio tests. I know you want to do another rant, but we're going to have to put a hold on that for a second so I can get this live audio tested, my friend.
You know that this guy over the last 3 days, has just,
I know. But hang on. Hey, Nico, are you there? I heard you live. Everybody, here, I'll just come on so everybody can see my face. Right now, what we're doing here is we've got Nico live with us. That's why everything's so gigantic. Lou, that's why you're so huge in the face, because I have everything cropped for a Nico shot. This is part of what we got going on here, folks. I got a lot going down. I don't have Janine. Janine is usually in the background with me working all of this stuff, folks, and we're running on a short crew. Everybody's doing their best. I've got Aniko live on the set, and she is trying to deliver the shot and bring the audio, and I'm looking at that right now. But Janine would normally be doing this while we are still maintaining the program, and I can't do both at the same time. And so hopefully we'll get this tested out. Janine is in Rhode Island. Well, she's always been in Rhode Island. That's where she lives. But she is there. Boots on the ground. She is getting Bernie on the ballot. That's what she has to do. And she's been phone banking, getting Bernie on the ballot, and basically told me last week I will not be around because this is what matters. And I expect that of all the volunteers. When they have to leave, they have to go do something. Everything we do here, folks, is secondary. Secondary to the boots on the ground effort. We are here to support that effort, to combat the bullshit coming out of mainstream media, and but what we do here needs to be stopped immediately when it comes to what we have to do in our own states to get Bernie elected, to get Bernie on the ballot, to get the DNC to do what the people want and not what they want. So now that I thought we were going to test Nico, we're not. But I'm going to show you this beautiful shot that she has here. And we'll reframe it for you guys. So this is the shot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's you got a nice picture over there. You see a guy setting up right there.
Yeah, that's Sean Maloney, right?
Is it? Look at that,
Yes, I
guys.
think it is, yes.
Setting
He's
up,
great.
getting ready.
Yes, very classic rock, I thought. I like his songs that he has on his website.
All right, well,
Couple of movies.
so my bad. I thought we were going to go there, and Nico just dropped in. Now trying to get the commit out of it. All right, good. And Nico can hear us. So we will probably be breaking in and out. I rudely interrupted Lou, and I apologize, sir. But see what happens when I have it all framed out for that, and then we see Lou, and he's all scary because he's like right up in your face, and me all scary in your face. That's what happens.
I'm
when
scariest, yeah.
It's so anyway. My bad, Lou. You weren't. It wasn't your problem. You weren't scaring everybody.
Socialism.
There you go.
Socialism. He said the word.
So I'll tell you what. I'll put you guys back on. Lou, if you want to finish off. Ryan, if you want to interject and come in with your thoughts, it is your reins this evening, sir. And we'll get going with this as soon as Nico says we have line level. Well, give me some audio, Nico. Give me some audio. Give me some Sean Maloney.
Look at Earth from outer space. Everyone must find a place. Give me time to need some space.
All right, let's see here.
Give me reason, give me pain. Give me strength to serve control. Give me eyes, give me soul. Give me time for us to kiss. Practice all your pirates here. Please open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. Everybody having a good time out there so far? We're all here for Bernie Sanders, huh? Woo! My name's Sean Maloney. I'll be playing some music for you guys tonight while we have speakers coming up here. I got some CDs for sale up here, some t-shirts. Feel free to come on up here. Say hi. You want is one is best. In confusion, confidence. Give me peace of mind and trust. Don't forget the rest of us. Give me strength and serve control. Give me heart and give me soul. Give me peace out of this. Tell me all your politics. Open up your eyes. 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 You give me love over love over love over this. Give me love over love over love over this. Thank you, thank you. I did not write that song. That was a Coldplay song. That's your welcome. This next song I did write, and you can find it on the EP called Lines, right up here. Only $5. Generous donation. I appreciate it very much. So if you do, this is one of many political songs that I feel like I wrote. Is warning in my words, I know you never heard. Brother,
This tin
you've
came
been
back on.
taken in, and you know the story, you know the truth. But you keep on playing anyway. But my friend, there's gonna be a day when you realize it's lies.
That's singing down in Arizona. It started.
Yeah, the man in white is coming right for you. There's nothing that you can do. It takes you to the end of the line. He's got perfect teeth and a mohair suit, and even when he's lying, you believe it's the truth. Preaching a walk a straight line, but it plays it loose, and there's nothing to choose when they're making the news. And the man in white is coming right for you. There's nothing that you can do. It takes you to the end of the line. You can try to fight, you can try to hide. I've been down that road, I can't sympathize, but you can't survive when you look in the eyes of the man in white. Where they come from, oh, nobody knows. His words sound sweet when your eyes are closed, so you do what you're told. It sounds like you know. And the man in white is coming around for you. There's nothing that you can do. It takes you to the end of the line. You can try to fight, you can try to hide. I've been down that road, I can't sympathize, but you can't survive when you look in the eyes of the man in white. Whoa. Thank you. I got love that keeps me waiting, waiting, waiting. Well, I'm so body with his blame. to see that I came to love you anyway. So you tore my heart out, and I don't mind leaving. Any old time you keep me waiting. Ooh, I got a love that keeps me waiting. Oh, 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 I got a love that keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy. Oh, I got a love that keeps me waiting. Well, your mama kept you, but your daddy left you. And I should have done you just the same. But I came to love you. Am I born to bleed? Any old time you keep me waiting, waiting. Whoa, I got a love that keeps me waiting. Oh, 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 I got a love that keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy. I got a love that keeps me waiting. I got a love that keeps me waiting. Whoa, I got a love that keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely boy. Ooh, I got a love that keeps me waiting. Thank you. Hello, I've waited here for you ever tonight. I throw myself into out of the way, out of it as she sang. Breathe out so I can breathe you in. Hold you in. And now I know you've always been in. Out of the red, out of her head she sang. And I wonder, and I sing along with you. If everything could ever be this real forever. If everything could ever be this good again. The only thing I'll ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say when. She said, come down and waste away with me, down with me. So how you wanted it to be, out of the red, out of her head she sang. And I wonder, will I sing along with you? If everything could ever be this real forever, if everything could ever be this good again, only thing I'll ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say when. She said, and I wonder if everything could ever be this real forever, if everything could ever be this good again, the only thing I'll ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say when. This one's for Nick.
That's your call.
Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got a feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair, and I wonder now, get down the stairs. Cloud sitting left to me, Joker sitting right here. I am stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you, and I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep a smile from my face. Lose control, yeah, I'm all over the place. Clouds to the left of me, Joker to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Well, you started out with nothing, and your pride and show yourself in me. And your friends, they often call and slap you on the back and say, believe me. Trying to make some sense of it all. I can see it makes no sense at all. Is it cool if I sleep on the floor? But I don't think I can take anymore. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you, yeah, yeah. Well, you started out with nothing and you're proud that you're a self-made man. And your friends, they often probably slap you on the back and say, believe. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got a feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I wondered how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Oh, yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. Yeah. The Steelers reel for you. I feel like the song's pretty appropriate. So I learned it, and I'm going to play it for you. Hopefully it's a resonating song with you. It's Tom Petty. This is Running Down a Dream. It was a beautiful day. The sun beat down. I had a radio on. I was driving. Trees flew by. Me and Dale was saying, little runaway. I was flying. Now running down a dream. Never would come to me. Working on a mystery. Go wherever it leads. Running down a dream. It felt so good, like anything was possible. Take the cruise control of my eyes. The last 3 days, the rain was unstoppable. I was always good in sunshine. Now I'm running down a dream. Never will come to me. Working on a mystery. Moving wherever it leads. Running down a dream. Ooh. 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 Hold on back. The sky grew dark. I put the pedal down. Gave some time. Something good waiting down this road. I've been done. Now I'm running down a dream. Devil will come to me. Working on a mystery. Going wherever it leads. Running down a dream. Ooh. Sha la 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 la. Ooh, yeah. Sound a New Amsterdam. Sound a news yellow hair girl, Mr. Jones, except for conversation. With a black hair, the make or dance. You know, she dances while her father plays guitar. It's suddenly beautiful, and when I want something beautiful, and I wish I was beautiful. So come dance to silence down through the morning. Sha la 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 la, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Cut up, Maria. Show me some of them Spanish dances and pass me a bottle, Mr. Jones. Believe in me. Help me believe in anything, 'cause I wanna be someone who believes. Yeah, Mr. Jones and me tell each other fairy tales, and we sad the beautiful women. She's looking at you, oh no, she's looking at me, smiling in the bright light. Coming through in stereo, when everybody loves you. You can never be lonely. Yeah, I wanna paint my picture, paint myself in blue and red and black and red. All of the beautiful colors are very, very meaningful. Yeah, well, you know gray is my favorite color. I felt so symbolic yesterday. If I knew a Picasso, I would buy myself a great guitar and play Mr. Jones and me. Look into the future, and we're stare at the beautiful women. She's looking at you, I don't think so. She's looking at me, standing in the spotlight. Buy myself a great guitar, and everybody loves you. You can never be lonely. I'll never be lonely. Oh, never gonna be lonely. I wanna be alive. Yeah. Everybody wanna pass this cast. We all wanna be big, big stars, yeah. We got different reasons for that. Believe in me, 'cause I don't believe in anything, and I I wanna be someone to believe in. Mr. Jones and me, someone through the fire. Yeah, we're such a beautiful woman. She's perfect for you. And there's got to be somebody for me. I wanna be Bob Dylan. Don't put to see with someone just a little more funky. Well, everybody loves you. I wanna be just about as funky as you can be. Mr. Jones and me, staring at the video. When I look at the television, I wanna see me staring right back at me. We all wanna be big stars, but we don't know why, and we don't know how. When everybody loves me, as happy as I could be, and Mr. Jones and me, we're gonna be big stars. Hey, thank you. For those of you just showing up, welcome to the Bernie Sanders rally. Happy to have everybody here. If you're not here for that, thanks anyway. All the merchandise you need over there, all the information you need to convince you is over on that wonderful table. My name's Sean Mullaney. I am from Phoenix, Arizona. Currently came here for the week just to do this. Because I love Bernie Sanders.
Yeah!
And I feel comfortable saying that in this crowd. I'll take my jacket off. This next song is an original song that I wrote. It's called Light the Way. This one's not on the EP, so this is a new one. Just talks about how we can all find what we're looking for most of the time within our own selves. So here we go. Everyone needs to sleep sometime. Some of us won't wake up on time. Need to take a step back, look at the crack of dawn that's coming on so strong. I ain't got much money or time, but I sure got a lot on my mind. Why don't you just sit down, listen to my voice and my reasons why I believe. Why wait for the sun to rise? You got that light inside. Spend your days illuminating the night. All you gotta do is try. Light the way. Light my way. Yeah. Deep inside the caverns of my soul, match could light my way, I was told. If everyone lit the match, it would certainly light a path to the promised land, foretold long ago. I ain't got much money or time, but I sure got a lot on my mind. I need you to stand up, listen to yourself and believe in who you are. Why wait for the sun to rise? We got a light inside. Spend our days illuminating the night. All we gotta do is try. Out the way. I won't wait for a savior to save my soul this time. Look at the trees, they're all so pretty and brown. We lit the fire, burn more to the ground. Look at the forest, take a good look around. This could be you if you don't make a sound. Why wait for the sun to rise? We got a light inside. Spend our days illuminating the night. All we need to do is try. Light the way. Light the way. Out of my way.
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Woo! Are you feeling the burn? Yeah. I have a lot of fantastic co-hosts. We're going to do our speaking things in just a little while, but so what I wanted to talk about first is that one of our co-hosts, Adrian Fontes, who's right here, this gentleman straight to my left, just set up a $200 tab with pause. So if you would like to go grab tacos, our first tacos on us at the food truck, give him a big hand. So we're going to do some music for a while.
Don't burn the tacos. Burn the establishment.
Yeah! So we're going to do a little bit more music. We're going to give you a chance to go get tacos. There are drinks inside if you haven't gotten a drink. And then we're going to introduce some special guests and speakers here in just maybe about 15-ish or so minutes. So enjoy.
Make some noise for Stacy, everybody. She's put this whole thing together pretty much. So yeah, enabling all of us to congregate here and have a great night. If you guys have any requests, keep them to yourself. I'm just kidding. Free bird hit. I might have something. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? Well, I'm traveling on now. Too many places got to see. If I stayed here with you, girl, things just couldn't be the same. 'Cause I'm as free as a bird now, and this bird shall never change. And this bird shall never change. In this bed you'll never change. Lord knows I can't finish that song. So that was your Freebird for you. The free performance of Freebird. It's in some key like that. Let's get all the big ones out of the way, huh? He left no time to regret, kept his wit with his same old steadfast. Me and my head high, my tears dry. Oh, my God. You went back to what you knew, so far removed from all that we went through. And I tread a troubled track, my odds are stacked. I go back to black. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times, and you go back to her, and I go back to us. I love you much. It's not enough. You blow love happen. Life is like a pie. I'm a tiny penny rolling up the walls inside. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times, and you go back to her, and I go back to you. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times, and you go back to her, and I go back to that. I go back to. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times, and you go back to her, and I go back. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times, and you go back to her, and I go back to. I go back to. Thank you. A female sings that song originally. Correct. This next song has a lot in common with that song, but it has nothing to do with the lyrics. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your cocaine pills and put your helmets on. Ground control to Major Tom. Menacing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and make dogs lovely with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. And I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in my tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Though I've passed 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows. Ground control, Major Tom, your circuit's dead. There's something wrong, can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear? Am I floating in my tin can? Far above the world. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Yeah, but again, everything. Still sounding good, I can hear you. Thank you.
That's true. You know what? I would say that's very true. Like, I write about that. I think so you legal that's right. How do you figure my What's important is that you're yeah, just I have no volume at all. Sean, do you want me to put music on right now? Yeah, please. I don't know. No worries. Do you want my little PA? If I can't get this
And like nothing happened.
Ryan, you're coming back here. There you go. You're muted.
There we go. Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. That was Sean Mullaney throwing down some classic rock tunes. Got to hear a little David Bowie and a few seconds of Freebird, which was my request. So that was really cool. Aniko told us that it's going to be about 5 minutes until the speakers come. So we just wanted to come back and say hey to I think like 90, yeah, almost 90 of you that are still hanging with us, rocking out for Bernie tonight. So what did you think of that, Cindy? Good music so far?
I know I enjoyed it when he did the David Bowie there just a minute ago. That was very nice,
Yeah,
especially
good
since David
tribute.
passed recently. So very nice. I'm always impressed with the creativity and the talent of Bernie supporters. I don't think Hillary attracts any creative people, and that's why there's a passion deficit.
Yeah, I mean,
My
John
opinion.
mentioned it the other day that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of, paintings, drawings, songs,
Yeah.
videos, all referencing this campaign, and I don't think there's ever been such a collection like that in history.
I don't think I've ever seen so many videos on one political candidate, but I've seen mostly positive ones of Bernie. I've seen a lot of bad parodies of Hillary, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bernie gets the nice videos and the wonderful videos. So he's setting world records in every category out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he knew how to piggyback off of what Obama did and take advantage of social media. I mean, this is the future of communication, and what better way to get your message out to the masses, especially
Right.
when millennials, I know a lot of people my age, they don't pay for cable. They have their Netflix subscriptions and
Yeah.
watch everything else on the internet. And so to capitalize on the future of media, the internet is going to be what takes Bernie across the finish line, I think.
I mean, it's an indication of Bernie's intelligence and his judgment skills, because I know Bernie's a little older than I am, and we're not always known for being quite so computer literate, but
Yeah.
he trusts people who are, and he's using it, and he's leading the way in how it's going to be used from now on in political campaigns for sure. I mean, that's just sheer genius. I think we could use another genius in the White House.
Yeah, that's
It's been a
interesting
while
that
since we've had anyone like that. Maybe Thomas Jefferson was a genius, the last one we had.
That's interesting that you bring up his ability to surround himself with people who know what they're doing. Not everyone, like, no one in the world is an expert at everything. And I know Bernie is really known for, even going back to his days in Burlington, surrounding himself with people who are dedicated and motivated like him, and he knows how to rely on those people and put them in a position to be successful, which in turn is a reflection on him, and he made Burlington one of the top cities in the country to live in, and he did that by trusting those around him and directing them and allowing them to work off their strengths. I mean, that's how he met his wife.
Right. I think that's a definition of a leader. They don't
Yeah,
have to micromanage.
definitely.
They delegate and they trust people to know what they're doing, and they trust them to do the job, and they support the people doing their jobs. And so Bernie has made us all his, helpers, and so he
Yeah.
trusts us to help him out. I mean, what a
Yeah.
compliment. That's why I feel complimented by Bernie Sanders. I just don't think any other political candidate really puts that across. They either want to micromanage or they just want to ignore us. We're just voters. We have to
Right.
do one thing, vote for them. I'm sorry, I want to help you. I
And
enjoy helping Bernie.
that ties back into the whole Hillary Clinton my way or the highway thing.
Yeah.
She has her way and her agenda, and that's going to be the end of it. Whereas I think Bernie is going to take consideration from those around him, from those who may be a bit more of an expert on topic A or topic B. And like you said, that's what makes a good leader, is recognizing strengths and putting those people in a position to succeed.
And trusting them to be able to handle the job. I mean,
Right.
he really is a good leader and a mentor type. And I was reading the Gail Sheehy article that was in the New York Times about Hillary, and she's a big feminist, Gail Sheehy, and has supported Hillary in the past. But even she says in her last paragraph that this time around she just feels ambivalent about Hillary. And I thought that says a lot. Hillary doesn't trust anyone. She's doing her own thing, and even her closest followers are ambivalent.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
when we talked to Dr. Whitfield the other day, and he was telling us why he jumped ship from Hillary to Bernie. It's because someone asked him, why do you support Hillary Clinton? And he thought about it and he thought about it and just really couldn't come up with a concrete reason. She doesn't have the excitement, she doesn't have the energy, and it shows. It shows by the millions of people flocking over to Bernie right now.
I mean, she doesn't even have the cool website Bernie has, but no one knows what she stands for or what any of her policies really are because they may change tomorrow. So it's hard to get behind someone like that. And
Right.
yeah, he just doesn't inspire confidence. And I was reading another person today in the Washington Post that had kind of sort of switched allegiance from Clinton to Bernie, still on the fence probably, but said, yeah, Bernie's got more going for him than I thought he did, and I will continue to keep an open mind, which is the best thing you can do with an undecided voter at this point. Keep an open mind. So more power to you all undecideds. You need to make a decision soon.
John, can you actually pull up slide 1 right now? Because that kind of ties into what we're talking about right now.
Yes, I can.
Thank you, sir.
Let me see here.
This was from the New York Times article that Cindy brought to my attention on why don't boomer women like Hillary Clinton.
Right.
And yeah, it basically says we're worried that Hillary is not true to herself. A lot of women vote from a compassionate, nurturing place, and those are not qualities you feel from her.
Yeah, Hillary does herself a disservice by not being a female. She's been in a man's world maybe too long, or she just didn't trust her own instincts, and she does not come across as your abuela.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
and
to
it's
say.
exactly, and so it comes off as very disingenuous when she does campaign on that stance, when she does play that I'm a woman, I could be the first woman president, isn't that a big deal, vote for me. It just doesn't seem as genuine because, like you said, she is living in a world that has been ruled by men for for better or worse for a long, long time, and she doesn't have that compassion.
Yeah, she's adopted some of the worst things about being male, since people are both male and female in their personalities. You know, we're not all
Right.
one or the other. And she's adopted some of the worst things about, oh, money is everything. So she's in Wall Street's pocket. And I must win at all costs. Another kind of maybe male competitiveness. And she's lost that nurturing grandmotherliness, maybe. So, you know, she comes across as maybe not a complete person or a happy person because you're not true to yourself, you're not happy, and that kind of comes through. I think Bernie's very relaxed in his own skin, in other words. That's why we kind of relate to him.
She comes across as a politician.
Yes, which is the worst thing.
You know, Bernie comes across as a human being.
Right. Be human above all.
Yeah, it's really sad. I just wanted to jump in there. I was a Hillary voter before I understood what the establishment was, guys. I was just as ignorant until I woke up and realized. So.
Yeah.
Well, because that's at the point in time where we were still picking between the lesser of two evils.
Right.
Yeah, we had no options, did we?
Where it was, I'm voting Democrat because Lord only knows what those nutjob Republicans are going to do. And now we have an actual third option, a legitimate third option. He might have that D in front of his name right now while he's running for president, but he is not what the Democrats have been for the past 15, 20 years.
I almost wish he would drop and go back to being an independent once he's at the White House.
Well, he might, but Sorry, Cindy, I just wanted to interrupt on that. That we did you see in the back end that Ralph Nader?
Yes, Ralph has endorsed Bernie. I voted
Yeah.
for Ralph, I think, in, when was that?
Well, this is big.
Yes.
What?
It's big because
Yes, I love Ralph.
Ralph is Green Party, and Green Party is
Yes.
Phil Stein, and so what
Yes.
Ralph has been, what I mean, and don't get me wrong, I like Jill, and I Jill would be the next person I vote for, right? That would be where
Right,
I
I
go.
voted for Jill. Yes,
Right?
I have. Yep.
Yeah, I'd vote for Jill, but this is huge because we didn't know that they were going to go this direction. So Ralph just put out a letter, and I got it as a forward. I hope I can find it on the web. If anybody has a link to that, I can find it on the web. I'd love to get that and show it on screen. So we can show what Ralph Nader has to say, and he addresses the independent note beautifully. He really addresses it so that his followers, the Green Party independents, understand why he's throwing his weight behind Bernie Sanders. It's beautiful. So
That's what I was really hoping for, actually, that the Greens and Independents and other parties out there, Justice Party, if they could all get behind Bernie. I think every endorsement it would be good at this point, but we'll see.
John, do we have any news from Aniko at all? Are we still just waiting for speakers?
We're waiting for the speakers. I'll pull up the screenshot of what's going on there. It looks like Sean's getting back on stage. Let me cut over here. There you go.
Yeah.
So you guys don't have to vamp for much longer. Looks like he's getting ready to go.
Hey, I can rant forever. Maybe not as well as John and Lou. Yeah, rant, Lou.
Well, hang on. Before we rant, I want to say one thing that Celeste said was very important. I like this. Aniko wanted everybody to know that she just had somebody come up, and this is really cool. She said, somebody come up, I'm going to read it. Said, another Bernie supporter just came up to me and said he loves BTV. Well, thank you. We love you. Appreciate it. We're so glad to be here on channel number 5. But thank you. This is what it takes to win the political revolution. We are at war. But here's what's kind of awesome and sad about it. So great. I'm glad that so it's Philippine TV, and that he only heard of this event through us. That makes me sad, but it makes me realize, it should make everybody realize that this truly, we are the resistance, folks. We are fighting our own government. This is a political revolution only because we're hoping to win it politically with information and words, right? Bernie's hoping it doesn't go past that. Okay, that's what we're all hoping for. But that's an interesting thing to note, folks, is that this is why mainstream media is doing everything they can to silence us, because we're too powerful. We are organized as a people. There's the last thing on earth the government ever wanted us to do was organize collectively outside of their purview, and we are doing that. I just had to throw that in there. All right, they're getting ready to go. I'm going to switch back here. Aniko, you're going to have to unmute yourself.
We got speakers.
So I just typed in unmic, so I hope she gets what that means. All right, we're coming back over, folks.
All right, here we go.
Good.
Maybe if we get audio, unmute me.
Get audio.
She did. Now we just need it to show up.
Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Show us what you're working with.
I think, yeah.
Folks, we're not sure what's going on here. There's definitely a problem. The audio's not coming through. We're working that out. Apologize deeply. She is doing the introductions right now. And we'll get that figured out. Apologize, everybody. Not sure what happened here. Again, sorry everybody. I'm not sure what's happened with the audio. We are working with Nico. I'm going to throw up a card until we get this figured out. We've had to reset the link. We are rejoining the Hangout, and it's going to take us a few moments. Apologize, everybody.
I want to talk. I mean, for sure, I'm talking about myself. I'm a politician, but I want to tell you all. I guess I'm encouraged by all of your guys' vision. Right? Like, I am a true hardcore, like, liberal Democrat that jumps into the primaries because for the candidate that I want to work for, not just the person who I think is going to win. Right? And I love knowing that there's so many more of us out here that want to get involved in politics, not just because of an easy win, because they want something out there. And so that's really encouraging, and that's a lot of why I'm getting behind Bernie early, is because he's like one of those great artists that puts something out there and that makes other people want to do something great. He gives me more than just hope. Like, I'm tired of just working off hope. He is a lot of an example of like what a statesman could be, right? Like, he's done so much in his legislative career at the congressional level, and he doesn't just. I mean, like, to preface, like, I got into this when Kucinich was running for office, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. But this is so much more plausible, and there's so much more that comes with a win with Bernie. And I love that he's always talking about that we have to get ourselves ready for this people revolution. And I hear that every time, and I don't know if you all hear that, but we really need to take this serious because of the potential that a win with Bernie means. I mean, I don't know what all of your motivations was for the last presidential elections, but even with, I mean, like, I support the president and I loved working on that campaign, but there's very little I really dreamed and had high expectations for, and this is totally different. And what I'm really looking forward to are the people that we're going to be able to pull out and work on this campaign for real lasting change, not just because we're going to be able to communicate. For like I love that conservatives have been talking so much trash about what socialism is, and like everybody's a socialist and they hate socialism. But when they finally see what Bernie is, and they think like, and they look at that framing up to what's really talking about, and they see that's what socialism really is. I think they're really going to listen, and we're going to have a potential to get a lot more done for like a progressive agenda. And we really need to make sure that there's that grassroots network to take advantage of that. And so I'm a big believer of grassroots. I'm only able to get elected for office because, one, we removed money from state elections in some kind of form. I'm a clean elections candidate, right? So I don't have to panhandle to the corporations, to the PACs. So we really need to support that. But I wouldn't be in office if I wasn't canvassing out and talking to my neighbors. And so for sure we're going to need your money for this to work. But more than that, we're going to need you to tell your story, right? And so, really quick before I get out of here, I just want to let you, a little bit about, like why I keep doing this. What's your name? Juan Mendez. Juan Mendez. So I'm a state legislator. I represent Tempe, Mesa, the Salt River, Maricopa Indian community. I'm doing this a lot for my personal story and journey through poverty, right? And I am grateful. I'm only able to succeed because so many people wanted me to succeed. So many people put themselves out there and did so much work to get me to where I am today. I'm a product of food stamps, kids care, child care assistance, everything you could think of that is now gone, right? We've cut everything down to where it is pretty much ineffective, and a person from my background, my situation cannot do what I did. Inside of a generation, we've lost pretty much the heart of all those programs I named. Everything's either on a waiting list that no one's ever going to be able to see. I'm encouraged and to take my story out and talk more people into voting for me and Bernie. I need you all to take your story, whatever it is. You all have a story, and talk to your voter. It's to talk to your neighbors and share your story. It's much more valuable than the money you're able to part with today, and it's going to have a much more lasting effect, so that we get not just Bernie, but that we get him the Congress that he needs to make the change that we all want. So thank you for coming out. My favorite thing about Bernie is he wants to get money out of elections. I'm running my first ever primary against an opponent who is privatizing his campaign and getting money from all different kinds of interests, special interests. So I could really use some small donations. If you don't know anything about clean elections, I'd love to talk to you about this afterwards. And I'm also collecting signature petitions to get back on the ballot. So thank you all for coming out. I look forward to you at the next Bernie events. And make sure you volunteer. Sign up to volunteer for Bernie.
Johnny is seriously, like, I've watched him stand up to so much stuff, and I'm so very proud of you and proud to have watched, I've watched your career. I've watched you come up, and I'm impressed more and more every day. So pay attention to people like this. So we're going to have Michael, do you want to come up and say a couple of words now? And I also want to give a huge, huge shout out to Michael with Pa's Cantina behind you, who's amazing. And also Sean Mulaney, who literally, like, I posted the event and he got in touch and offered to volunteer his musical talents tonight. So that was incredible. So he has, I think, some stuff for sale up here. Like, please support your local artists, your local musicians. These are the people who are creatively getting the word out in ways that are important to our soul. So, Michael.
Can we get like another hand of applause for Stacy? Like, she's done this is amazing. So my name is Michael Martinez. I am the president of Maricopa County Young Democrats, and I'm actually also running in District 26 for the State House. Johnny, as you just said, is running for the Senate, and so there will be an open house seat, which I am running for. Also clean. I've been a clean elections advocate for a while, so I also wanted to run a clean elections. We wanted this election to be about voters, not donors, right? And I think that's the way it should be. That's why I actually got behind Bernie. It's because he wanted to have an election system that was about the voters, not the 1%, not the top 1% of the 1%, right? And I've actually been involved with Bernie since PDA was still running the kind of the Arizona effort, and I wanted to get behind him as soon as I could. But as soon as I heard him speak, it was done for me. The one thing I hear the most, being the president of America Young Democrats, the thing I hear that I get asked the most about Bernie is, why do you think he is capturing the youth? Why is Hillary not even coming close? I think he says it the best. People are tired. They're sick and tired of what is going on, and they want something different. They want change. They want people who are going to stick to their guns, that are going to go and fight for the things that they say they're going to fight for. And Bernie's been doing this for 60 years, right? There's no one that is running for president right now that can say, I've had the same platform for 60 years. And I think it's about time we give him a chance on the presidency, right? Because if there's anyone that can bring the change that we really want, it's Bernie Sanders. And he's not going to compromise with it. He's like, this is the way it's going to be, because this is the way it needs to be. This is the way it needs to change for America to go back to the land of opportunity, right? And that's something we haven't had. And in Arizona, we feel this a lot. The chances and the opportunities have been slipping and slipping. And I wanted to get behind Bernie because I know that on a national level, he's our best chance to bring that back. And so I hope that you will join me on the doors. That's what I've been doing. Anytime I'm talking to a voter in my district, I'm also talking about Bernie Sanders. I'm talking about the presidential primary election. If I'm talking to an independent, I'm asking them to register as a Democrat so they can vote. And I urge you guys, if you can donate to Arizona's for Bernie so that we can make sure he wins Arizona. And it's important to keep in mind, too, that he's the only candidate on a Democratic side that has has come here multiple times because he cares about Arizona, right? He cares about our issues. He cares about immigration. He cares about the poor. And these are something that we're struggling with right now. And to fix these things, our best chance is Bernie Sanders. And I hope you'll join me in making sure he gets elected here in Arizona.
So I just also, I mean, there are so many amazing people here right now. One who I'm looking at, who I have to do it. So only because he does like incredible work in the community. Is literally one of the most humble human beings I've ever met. He's my surrogate papa. Dan Pacoda is right there with the ACLU, and I just don't feel like he gets enough. He never slows down. He will be slowing down shortly, maybe, but I mean, this is a man who spent an entire day several weeks ago deposing Sheriff Joe. So, like, if there is anyone who deserves like some huge love at this space right now, it's this man. So I had to give him a good shout out. I'm gonna have Dan O'Neill come up and talk about what you can do to make shit happen.
Make shit happen. That's right. Whoa! Let's make some shit happen here.
That's right.
I want to thank Stacy and everybody who has put this together. This is fantastic. I'm the Maricopa County coordinator for the Bernie Sanders campaign. So, how many people are out there feeling the burn tonight? I want to start off by recognizing a few people who are in the trenches. Our office manager, Kay, are you there? Just wave. And her husband, Bob. Where's Bob? All right. Our activists, Sarah, Karen, Melody, Daryl, Chris Fleshman, who is our field organizer. Chris Fleshman should be your best buddy before you leave tonight. So I just want to say that we are truly making history, all of us here, as part of a wave from Arizona to Iowa. The Bernie Sanders campaign is resonating with people all over this country, young, old, black, white, brown, gay, straight, Democrat, Green, Independent, and even some Republicans. The political revolution that Bernie Sanders talks about is touched a nerve in this country. It sparked a prairie fire. So I want to thank all of you for your activism and your involvement here. But let me challenge you. I have a couple of numbers, 53 and 27. Who knows what 53 is?
The year I was born.
That doesn't work. Yeah, thank you for that. 53 days before March 22nd, our presidential preference primary. 53 days. That's not a lot of time, folks. We got a lot of work to do. What is 27? 27, no. 27 is when ballots will actually drop in your mailbox and the people will start voting here in Arizona for Bernie Sanders, and we need to make sure that we win Arizona for Sanders.
Is that February 27th?
In 27 days.
Oh, 27 days.
It'll be like February 26, 27, something like that. The ballots will be mailed out. Let me give you a couple of more numbers. 70,900. 900,000. Help me out.
Can I answer this for you, Dad?
What's that?
You said it was 70,000 is the number of people that have signed up to be volunteers for Bernie Sanders in Arizona.
He's heard this speech before. 70,000 is the number of people who have signed up for Bernie Sanders here in Arizona. It's amazing. We have to reach out to those 70,000 and make sure they go to the polls. We have to make sure that every single one of them go to the polls. The 900,000 is registered Democrats. Now, as you know, in primary elections, a very small percent will go out. But if we can get 20%, we can get 10% of those, plus the 70,000, we can beat Hillary here in Arizona, and that's what we need to do.
How's the election?
So I can't stress this more.
What's the primary?
I'm going to say the primary is March 22nd. I can't stress this more. We are going to win this, but it's going to take all of you and your friends and neighbors and relatives to pull this off. So everyone here knows that has ever run a campaign, direct voter contact, one-on-one, knocking on doors, talking on the phone is the way that this is we're going to take this to victory. So we have to step up our activity. I'm going to challenge everybody to come down to our office at 3101 East Washington. 1301 East Washington, I'm sorry. And if you have the ability to write this down, 602-354-5179. And Chris, raise your hand again. See Chris, he has to be your best friend tonight. We need to get on the phones, and get on the phone some more. Thank you.
Okay, just a small reminder that my whole match thing is still on the table, so if you want to go drop some cash over at that table, we would appreciate it. Yes, Adrian Fontes, do you want to come and say a few words?
Sure. First of all, thank you everybody for showing up, and thanks for keeping the dream of American democracy alive. I think a lot of people forget that our country really is an experiment in how people actually govern themselves. I think we forget that this is more than just a quadrennial exercise in people calling each other names and then one person winning. This is something that's new to the human experience. It is true. And we are active participants in this. And if we don't go to our neighbors and our families and our cousins and our uncles and our aunts and our grandparents and everybody else around us, and we don't grab them by the throat and shake them around a little bit and say, you've got to wake up to what is happening here, then we are truly not doing what we can. And so I implore you from a much more philosophical point of view, not so much the cheerleader, but a little bit more the academic. Think about the human condition. Think about how luxurious our lives are as compared to so many other people. We have this amazing privilege, those of us that are here gathered, to be able to share this moment, to share this experience. The reason that we have this capacity is because America and its dream and its opportunity has poured some of its blessings on us. And there's a lot of other people out there who are not getting their fair share of that blessing because too much of it is going to too few people. And the reality is that the words e pluribus unum don't just mean a bunch of states turning into one country like our conservative friends say. It means that out of many we are one. We are one humanity. We are one people. And when you look at it that way, there is really only one choice. There is really only one person who wants to occupy that Article 2 branch of government and guide us in the direction that the founders, I believe, wanted us to go in, where we raised each other's barns and we helped work through each other's problems. When the dam broke over here, everybody helped. When the chicken coop was raided over there, everybody helped. When the children needed clothing over there because there was a fire, everybody helped. This is the spirit of America. It is a sharing spirit. It is not a selfish spirit. It is not a corporate spirit that hides behind a board of directors. It is about human beings and the human condition. And yeah, that's a little weird and academic and philosophical, I get it. But that's why we're doing what we're doing, and that's why we all support Bernie Sanders. Take those ideas. Don't be embarrassed by them. Don't be shying away from them. They are important. It is our civic duty as Americans to lift one another up. Remember, one last thing, and I taught this to some of my students recently. The preamble of the Constitution of the United States of America doesn't say a government in spite of the people. It is we the people of the United States of America. And then there's a big chunk of stuff in there. Do hereby ordain and establish this Constitution. That chunk of stuff in the middle has 6 action verbs. That means that we the people form the government and we act together to do things. We don't act independently to shun others. That's why I support Bernie Sanders, because he supports the true spirit of why this country was founded. Thank you. Let's go out there and let's win this thing.
Oh, you're very tall. To that, just so I'm not the only one harassing Adrian to run for city council, I really, 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 really want Adrian to run for city council in my district because I think he'd be super effective and actually get shit done. So anytime you see Adrian, say, run for city council, Adrian. Okay? Can everyone, like, kind of pinky promise me that? Like, air pinky promise me? Okay.
What district?
Can I say?
What district?
I'm not committing to anything.
Can I?
Not a no, but I'm not committing to anything right now.
It's kind of a midtown. It's a big deal district. No, it's District 4. It's District 4. Yes. We need somebody who will get shit done in District 4, which is my district. So selfishly, that's the man. Support him. Yeah, I think we should just all leave here and like go start.
No, we've got to get Bernie elected first.
Come on. Next we have Abby. Is it? I don't want to script it. Is it Pfeiffer? Okay.
Abby.
Oh, Abby, I met you earlier. Yay! Hi, Abby. Again.
It's Pfeiffer like Michelle.
Pfeiffer.
No relation.
Abby Pfeiffer, and then Sharon, and then we're gonna have some more music and finish the drink.
Yeah. I'm here. I need to. I think that's okay. I think I got it. Yeah. You can hold. You can. I can do that. Take it up. You can do the rock star thing, right? Okay. Hello, I'm Abby Pfeiffer, like Michelle. I'm here to tell you why I support Bernie Sanders as a millennial, and as a college professor. I see that a lot of my college students are wallowing in student debt. I'm one of them. I graduated grad school in 2012 with about $50,000 in student loan debt, which I then had to defer for 3 years until I got a full-time job. So that means the interest is compounded, and now I owe $60,000. So if I want to pay this off in 10 years, I have to pay $700 a month. And the government will not work with me on the interest rate. So I can get a 2% interest rate on my car, but I have a 6.8% interest rate on my student loans. And boo, exactly. And they will not work with me on that. And as a professor, I see the same thing with the younger millennials. And then I see older generations and older conservatives look down on the millennials, which is an incredible generation of innovative, very smart people. How come you're not buying homes? How come you're not working full time? Well, we can't. We can't buy homes because we're paying $700 to $1,500 a month in student loan debt. And I've been following Bernie Sanders for about a decade.
And I've been talking to my students about him, and you'll be happy to know that overwhelmingly my students love Bernie Sanders. They support him, not just because of the education, but that's a big part of it. It's not fair to fund the federal government on the backs of students and then judge us for not being able to do the things that the older generations have been able to do. So that's why I support Bernie Sanders, and I hope other people, especially in the millennial generation and the older generations, realize the conundrum that the millennial generation is in with student loan debt. And so I hope that everyone kind of tells all their friends, hey, you may not have to be in student loan debt. And I have a 14-year-old stepdaughter who hopefully, if he wins, will not have to take out student loans. And she'll be able to go to college and get an education and not be wallowing in debt when she's 22 years old. So let's make a toast to Bernie. Thank you all for being here. Feel the burn. Thank you.
And Sharon Copina. And then Martina, I saw you just sneak up here. So you know you're going to be my closing badass up here, right?
Oh, I thought I was going to be the badass.
We have to stick a senator up here to tell you what it's all about. Yeah.
I concede. I wanted to talk. Whoops. I wanted to talk to tell you I'm an underling. I'm a voter. I have importance, and I know that. And it's getting out the message that we need to get. And I first heard of Bernie, saw him at Netroots Nation, and all of the breakout sessions that were being done at the time, we were being told that change is on the way. They would talk about a revolution, and we're going, oh, okay, we'll see what this is going to be. And I was there the night that Bernie came out and Black Lives Matter came out, and I had people around me going, I came here to see Bernie. How come I can't see Bernie? I turned around and I said, you came here for change. And this is change. And the revolution has started, and we don't care if it's not going to be televised because we're taking it to the people.
Yep.
Amen. Where's the badass?
Senator Quesada, hello. So one of my other favorite, literally favorite states, like you guys, I love you guys, like seriously. Like these guys speak out when nobody else does. And big round of applause. Thank you for making it. And we want to hear why you endorse Bernie straight out of the gate, power to the people, what it means to you, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, of course. How's everyone? Hey, it's great to see you guys. My name is Martin Quesada. I represent District 29 out in the West Valley in the State Senate. I've been an elected official now. This is my 6th year. Thank you. Yeah. But, in my 6 years of serving in elected office, I see so many people who get elected and then they fall into the trap of bowing down to what the money wants them to do, bowing down to what the special interests want them to do, bowing down to everything except what they should be doing. I see so much of that all the time. There's only a handful of elected officials here in Arizona that I know have the people's back, that I know that are standing true to the people that they represent. Juan Mendez is one of them. I'm looking at him right there. But let me tell you, the reason why I endorsed Bernie Sanders, because he's one of those people also. He's got a track record of doing this ever since he was the mayor. He has been representing the people and not putting special interests ahead of the people. I admire the hell out of that, guys, because it's hard to do. I can tell you, it is very hard to do when you have to get reelected, when you have to vote on tough issues where you've got special interests on both sides pulling you in different directions. It is tough to stay true to those true ideals that made you want to run in the first place. Bernie Sanders has always done that. He's got the track record, and nobody can deny that track record. Nobody can. And that's why I respect the hell out of him as a candidate. I respect the hell out of him as an elected official, and I'm going to respect the hell out of him as a president as well. So guys, that's why it wasn't a tough decision for me. on which campaign to jump on board with, I jumped on this with my whole heart and soul. I'm going to be out there. I'm not going to endorse for Bernie. I hope you guys will too. And let's do this. Let's elect Bernie as our next president of the United States.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the speakers. We have a couple of people who have just a couple of quick announcements, and then we're going to have Sean come back up and close us out with some music and some happy kumbaya moments. If you haven't taken a photograph or a selfie or anything with Bernie inside, please do. Hashtag. Let people know, like, we're here, we're serious, we're getting shit done. So, Sheila, yeah, so you,
Oh yeah.
come and make an announcement.
Okay. Hi, I'm Shannon Spellman, and I am a mental health care provider. Don't run, okay? And I am I'm supporting Bernie for all the reasons that everybody else said, but one of the things besides getting money out of politics is his health care plan. I believed in universal health care since 1980 something. Okay, we all deserve health care as a right. Okay, and also because of the way that Bernie stands up for our veterans. So for those of you that don't know about it, I have organized a huge party tomorrow night. Starts at 6 o'clock. You need to sign up on the Bernie site. It's a fundraiser also. It's a donation to Bernie, and any amount gets you in the door. Juan and Martine are going to be there. Yay! Okay, and it's a catered dinner and a dance and healthcare speakers, and the Arizona director of Vets for Bernie is going to be speaking, okay? So it's going to be an awesome evening. You're going to get facts, myth-busting facts, so you can argue with your friends, okay? A lot of people are going to get a free DVD all about healthcare. It's going to be awesome, and I hope y'all come. You need to go to the Bernie site and sign up tonight so you reserve your seat. It's Feel the Burn for Healthcare. So go to berniesanders.com, find the event, Feel the Burn for Healthcare, and sign up and reserve your seat.
Thank you. Johnny? Johnny.
I can't believe I forgot to make this announcement earlier, but it's because I just finished finalizing a lot of the details on this. So, and it works out that you guys stay till the end, so you guys get the ones with the cool information. But so this year I became the chair for the Arizona Latino Caucus, right? So I work with all of our Latino members, and I have been working with some outside organizations and stakeholders. The one you need to remember right now is the Southwest Voter Registration Project, and they're helping me bring a Arizona Latino Vote Summit to ASU, and we've invited all the presidential candidates, a lot of the presidential candidates. So it's a really good opportunity to meet, to hear Bernie Sanders in a much smaller setting. So March 11th, ASU. We've invited Bernie Sanders and a lot of the Republican presidential candidates. Plus, we're going to have some panels with the representatives running for House and Senate in Arizona. So you can register for this event at the Southwest Voter Registration Project and March 11th.
What's your website?
My website is mendezforaz.com, where you can also find information on this event too, and how to donate.
Sean, where are you? Rock us out, man. And again, like, he has CDs, right? Yes. CDs and T-shirts available. Do we have any special requests for our, like, closeout music? Anyone? I don't think he likes that.
I want to hear.
And feel free to come. We typically open new shows every third Friday, so feel free to come back and give me a smooch too. And thank you.
All right, how about all those speakers, huh? That was great. Mother, yes, too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. War is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Picket lines and picket signs, don't punish me with brutality. Come on and talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Oh. Thank you. Everybody thinks we're wrong. Oh, but who are they to judge us? Simply cause our hair is long. Oh, you know we've got to find a way to bring some understanding here today. Picket lines and picket signs, don't punish me with your brutality. Come on and talk to me so you can see what's going on. Oh, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. What's going on? Oh. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, what's going on? Thank you. I wrote that song. Maybe not. Maybe not.
So the question is, I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight, supporting Bernie Sanders. I know it's great that everybody's in the room, so to speak, with this. I want to thank Bernie Sanders TV over here for live streaming this entire event on YouTube. Hi to everybody out there who's not here in person. Wish you were here. Maybe not that much. Me and all my friends were all misunderstood. We said we stand for nothing. There's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it.
But we feel like we don't have the means to rise up and defeat. So we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when we're standing at a distance. But we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas. No more ribbons on the door. And when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. Cause when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the just know that the fight ain't fair, so we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. And we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Oh, we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to be persistent when you're sitting at a distance. Keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. I will keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Yeah, hopefully we don't have to wait much longer.
Continue. Continue.
Colors on the street, red, white, and blue. People shuffling their feet, people sleeping in their shoes. There's a warning sign on the road ahead. There's a lot of people thinking we'd be better off dead. Don't feel like Satan, but I am to them. So I try to forget any way I can. Keep on rocking in the free world.
All right, hey everybody, welcome to the Afterburn now. Got a couple more songs from Sean Mullaney there to close us out tonight after some awesome speakers. What did you think about tonight's show, Cindy?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great, and the enthusiasm out there in Phoenix is contagious. I mean, that's a heavily Republican state, Arizona. Impressive.
Yeah, it's nice
Yeah.
to see too. It's
Yeah.
nice to see the local burners out there, you know, the politicians that we need from the ground up that are making a difference in their community and spreading that true progressive Bernie message.
Yeah, I mean, it starts at the local level, so we've got to get people on city councils, running for mayors, running as state senators and representatives, and then work our way up to the federal level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We want to give a big thank you to Aniko, our on-the-ground reporter, who is bringing us that feed tonight, and she even managed to get us a shout-out from Sean Mulaney during that last song there, which was really awesome. Saying hi to Bernie 2016 TV.
And my computer crashed, so I didn't get to hear that. Darn it, I'll have to play it back.
Yeah, well, you'll be able to see it.
Yes. Yes.
Lou, I hear you finished up phone banking. How was that tonight?
It was a little different. It was a little strange because I didn't actually think I was having anybody come in tonight. But that's okay. Hey, dude,
That's a good problem to have.
Dude was feeling the burn. He had the address. What am I going to say? What do you do in those particular instances? I was able to sneak in and see the end of Sean Mulaney before Nico. Thank you again, Nico. Her battery died, as she said on the YouTube chat. But again, as one of the original Bernie 2016 TV camera people, thank you for providing that stream in, as you and Kathy said, a heavily red state, including the Governor Jan Brewer, who we all know from the past was the one who walked up on President Barack Obama as soon as he got off a plane. So it is great to see Bernie supporters, Bernievers assembled in Phoenix, Arizona, and just to pop over and actually do my job for the first time tonight. I would like to say on comment moderating, a lot of folks were definitely feeling the music, feeling the blues, jumping on the love train, not only for Bernie Sanders, but for the man who was sitting up there playing. And yeah, I heard the shout out as well. So that was some great stuff. Back to you, folks.
All right, thanks, Lou. Real quick, while we still have some people in the chat, I want to throw out that everyone needs to sign our Move On petition to save Bernie TV from getting shut down and get some explanation from these people that keep doing that to us. And
hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. And the reason I want to rudely interrupt you on that is only because we heard Martin Casada tonight, and he spoke. He was one of the speakers.
Yes.
And excuse me, we had a great interview with him on We the People, our show that we've been doing once a week. We had a fantastic interview with him. We've had interviews with so many politicians, candidates.
You can't see his interview.
It's gone. Channel 4 is gone. You cannot access any of the content. And this is criminal. This is basically this is the establishment trying to keep us from hearing the people we want to elect. And they've not given me any reason for shutting down. Not just, I mean, they could have suspended the channel. They could have actually they suspended it, but that's what they did. They could have done a number of things. What they chose to do was basically erase the entire index of material from that channel. And it was a massive index, and they knew it. It was an attack. And so, damn it, it slipped through the things here. It's running through. So MoveOn.org petition. This is what he's talking about. free.bernie2016.tv. Please help us out. I don't know how many signatures it's going to take to get YouTube to actually engage with us, but we've sent them legal letters. We've had a lawyer volunteer time to help us send them notices. They've not responded. I've gone through their little support system, and all they've told me is Terms of Service 4, Section H. We're not violating that, so I'd like a better explanation. What you are doing, YouTube, is in violation of the First Amendment. You are oppressing free speech. You are oppressing political speech. You are deliberately tampering with a campaign. We may not be the official channel for the campaign, but because there is no mainstream media actually covering Bernie Sanders, we are the media for Bernie Sanders. Us and all the other independent channels out there. The difference is all the other independents are monetized and working within your system, and I'm not knocking them for that, but it gives them protection. And we don't have that. Because I'm not going to nickel and dime the 99 so that I can show them Bernie Sanders. That's bullshit. So please help us. I'm done. Off my table. Here you go, Ryan.
Thank you, John. All right, folks. Well, thanks for coming out tonight. Lou, do you want to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, actually, I want to jump in with two things. Number one, what John was just talking about, that Section 4, blah, 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 blah.
Whatever that was, yeah.
Whatever that means is this, folks. We all work together as a team here, and I am happy to just be able to play in the sandbox. But they accuse human beings working hard, feeling the burn, eat, sleep, Bernie, repeat, that we are bots. And that in itself is kind of ridiculous. We work hard to do what we're doing. So please, if you can share and sign free.bernie2016.tv, that is awesome. Secondly, thank you to Aniko, to Cindy, to Ryan, to John, to everybody for attending tonight. And hey, one more state that's feeling the burn. Thank you guys very much for the time, and I do apologize for not doing my job tonight. Thank you.
We're going to cut you some slack, Lou, for helping out with phone banking and taking care of the job of getting Bernie through Iowa. Cindy,
that's more important.
Thank you for co-hosting with me tonight. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. This is probably the easiest job I've had on Bernie TV. Comment mod can be a bit challenging at times.
Yeah, it definitely can.
So this was fun. It's good to work with you and the beard. Brian's beard for VP.
Thank you. Thanks to Celeste.
Whoa! Did we get a pen shot tonight, Ryan?
Yeah, it was a pencil.
We didn't do a pen shot. I need a little more time. Like 2 days doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah.
See, the missus, she got on me. I warned everybody a couple days ago at the Meta Town Hall that at some point the missus was going to get on me. There was no beards for Bernie over here, but it looks like you've grown yours out a little. Mine's a little. I had to trim it up. She was like,
yeah, I'm keeping it strong for Bernie. Yeah, Cindy, you're nice and clean shaven, baby face.
I have a suggestion.
Really?
Yeah, John.
Tell her it's better than back hair for Bernie.
Oh, God.
Whoa!
Oh, man.
Hey, there's any joke for that, folks, considered of John. That is any back hair for Bernie. Make that a hashtag. Somebody. Run with it.
All right, guys. Thank you, Celeste and Alice were also in the chat tonight. Thanks to everyone who came out and helped with the conversation in there. You guys are what makes Bernie TV what it is, and we really appreciate everything you do and the time you take to come watch us and be a part of this movement. So thank you all very much. John, thanks as always. We missed Janine tonight, but we know she's thinking of us. And tonight's closing song is a band that I really like. It's a group called Rat-a-tat. There are no lyrics, but check out this music video. It's really awesome, and check their stuff out. It's just two guys with guitar and bass, and they loop stuff on their computers, and it's all just awesome. So yeah, that's my plug for them.
Wait, before we go, guys, what are we doing tomorrow? We have an event tomorrow. I know we're somewhere.
We have an event tomorrow. I have it. It is the Iowa City Concert and Rally that is going to have Killer Mike and
Foster the People.
Foster the People and Vampire Weekend.
I believe, and
awesome.
And I believe that stream is being provided to us, so it should be a clean, pretty one, and good audio and a badass time. So join us for that tomorrow, everybody.
That sounds
Put your kids to bed because Killer Mike is not rated PG. Just for the record.
Right. Adult audience only. I'll have to catch it after the national meeting we're having in Toledo tomorrow. So we'll be talking to the national people. Yay! Ohio, get ready. Bernie will be coming our way soon. Yes, primary coming.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all from Bernie 2016 TV, and we will see you next time. Have a good night.
Peace, love. Bernie Sanders.
I've been rapping for about 17 years, okay? I don't write my stuff anymore. I just kick it from my head. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. No disrespect, but that's how I am.
Huge